Hey there, welcome back to another vlog of my unpredictable life. So, I've been away for a few days from here. I was planning to actually make a video within the last, at least yesterday, within the last 2, 3 days or so. With my channel, like, I've been, trying to do videos every 2 days because, when you're beginning this, if you make a video daily, it's hard to actually have good content to keep going like daily. If you do that, it's not bad, but you'll actually lose track of, having good points to say, or, each video has to bring something special. And that's the hard part of just all this vlogging and YouTubing. Usually, like, when I put my camera on, or if anyone makes any other sort of video, it's not usually longer than, like, say 2, 3 minutes. Most social media platforms now, like TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, they're all like, 30 seconds is like what captures people's attention. Maximum 3 minutes is what they allow on their reels and on Snapchat too. So keeping people's audience attention and yourself as well is, a bit challenging when you're sort of new. So that's why, you gotta space this out 2, 3 days in between a vlog when you're new to this. But other than that, life's been alright, I'm not gonna lie to you. It has been a bit more challenging, and not on the part where, in my last videos I've been talking about my anxiety and stuff like that and panic. That is still at the background, but it's minimized. Part of the reason it's minimized now is because I'm going ahead with things I didn't do before. With the anxiety, if you give it all the attention and just sit with it and just contemplate about how you feel, the sensations, and always just keep judging it, it's going to keep you stuck in a loop. That's what I didn't actually realize in the last, say, 7, 8 months or so. I've literally just been so self-focused, not self-centered, but when you're just so self-conscious is the word. So what I've been doing different lately is, like, I've just been, going ahead with, I don't overthink. So if I've got like a schedule planned out, or if I want to do something, I just, like, now I just take the first step and just go ahead with it. Because I know it's still going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, the anxiety isn't just going to disappear overnight or a week or so. It's going to be there. But part of the, healing and learning how to deal with this and overcoming it is knowing the fact that it will minimize, or like, naturally, but you gotta, like, keep going ahead basically and get on with your life. So I went out of my city, and that's the first time I actually left my city in a long time. So it was very challenging, and the first few steps or so, in the journey, it was, yeah, it felt like I wasn't back to square one, but it did feel like I haven't felt this symptom in a long time. Like, I'm feeling this more intense, and that's to be expected. Like, something that's way out of your comfort zone, like, especially if you've been agoraphobic for a while. So yeah, it was actually challenging and bitter in a good sense, because the exposure was definitely needed. So yeah, so I've just been, just doing my daily things and taking them a bit further outside my little bubble. And, I've learned, like, different attitudes to what I've been used to in the last few months or so. Some people, like, no matter how much you tell them something, they won't stick to it. If you make a deal, for example, like, I made a deal with someone, of course, not family or friends. So this is someone, outside of that little bracket. It's just, for example, like a shopkeeper or whatever. When you make a deal with someone, like, usually when I make a deal with someone, I find it so hard to come out of that deal. Like, I don't know what it is with me. Am I just, like, maybe too serious? I don't know, but I like to keep my end of the bargain up. When it comes to, of course, financially, you could always find a, no excuse, but sort of a reason. That's why there's such things as, of course, I'll pay you now, installments, loans, this, that. It's outside of the financial part. So I'm just saying, like, as normal people, normal conversations, buying, selling, when you're doing something, like you're meant to, you know, keep up the deal. So there was basically a little bit of misunderstanding, but it's now, of course, dealt with. But because of course, how, I don't know how sensitized I still am from the actual situation itself. Situation. I don't know why I can't pronounce. So, yeah, the actual situation itself was a bit heated, and it got me feeling the anxiety all again. But it's little things like, you know, people's attitudes differ, organizations, individuals is all different. But that's things like, small things like that is how, you know, issues start off with. It's not, you know, a big thing that happened, but it's just, you know, if you say something, it's always good to keep your end as well. So, you know, I dealt with that now, and I learned a few things like, you know, when a situation gets heated, I'm reacting out of my, you know, the fire within me. And, you know, I don't want it to take me further, like, you know, because you can't be, you know, like irresponsible or react, you know, out of character. You've got to be accordingly, even though you're angry. You know, people get angry, that's understandable. So I realize, of course, that's a weakness that I have, and I've got to be able to cool my temper and, you know, always keep a level-headed, you know, be grounded, be able to discuss a way through or out of a situation. So these are things that I am learning, and of course with the exposure, this is why it's so important. You know, like, it's not just literally being, you know, agoraphobic, staying indoors and then going out, seeing people. It's not like, that's not a big deal. You know, you see faces every day, whether it's the people you live with, your neighbors, the shopkeeper, you know, you see people's, you know, every day. But the big part of the exposure is dealing with different situations, you know, testing yourself. And when it comes to the anger part or a heated situation, I realized, yeah, that does, you know, tickle me a bit. So definitely something I need to work on. Like, it's difficult to be, you know, like, you can't be perfect all around, but if you can see where you're, you know, where you're lacking at or where you need to work on, that itself is a good, you know, starting point. So I'll keep doing the exposure, of course, and I am willing to go through all these uncomfortable situations now. There are days, of course, where I don't want to feel this, I don't want to do this, but I just keep pushing because there's nothing left. Like I said, I've tried out everything, and this is the only way. So, excuse me, I don't know why these people are now riding mopeds in this field. Yeah, I am at the park. I need to find a new location for the next videos, you know, like, all you lot see is the blue sky behind me. Like, I'm sure like some of you think like, this is green screen. It's not. It's still that beautiful weather. Yesterday was not as sunny as it is today, but yeah. So definitely, so what I will do is I will get back to work hopefully within the next few days to come or so. It's a little bug on my phone. So I'll get back to work and, you know, try new, you know, meet new people. That's the obstacle that's, you know, awaiting me. I've done all the getting into the social situations and, you know, just being there, staying cool, composed, a bit outside the comfort zone. But now it's time to learn new faces and the energies they bring and how I react to them as well. And it is, of course, very important that I pick up a sport as well. So I've been thinking, of course, I haven't played any, you know, like, sport in a long time, and I mean more than 10 years. The last time I actually played, say, football or basketball was around, you know, it wasn't even serious. It was just, you know, when you just get a ball and you just put it into the hoop, you know, dribble a bit, and that's for like 20 minutes or so, and that was like 7-8 years ago. So that's how, you know, that's how offline I've been from the sports world. So I'm looking to get back connected, and, you know, whether that is, of course, either gym or basketball, cycling, whatever it is, like I've got to do it. So I will start, and that will definitely challenge my nerves and my muscles at the same time. And it is something that I am actually looking forward for, because I've of course been, I haven't been putting it aside, but I've just been, focusing on myself and things like that. So what I will do is I will try to slowly venture out to the gym, or, I might even just pick up boxing. Why not? Like, that's so needed. And yeah, time for procrastination out the window. Like, I've been doing that for way too long, and actually will bring you along to the journey as well. It won't be soon, but it won't be too late either. So I'm just waiting for the right moment now. And yeah, so that's the video today, vlog 3, I believe. And of course I was, a bit heated at the start of this video. My attitude, my levels of, I couldn't vocalize everything all at once. I was just, when you've got so much words in your head, so much built up anger, emotion, I've got to release that as well. Like, I will make a video one of these days, literally releasing some of the emotions in it. I don't know how I'll do it, either through words, like verbally. I'm not going to sit here and just like scream like, I'm not going to do that. So it's either got to be through action or verbal, so definitely coming. Can't wait for that. And yeah, I'll try to make it real as well and discuss something else, like something else I've been thinking about, but you'll find out when I drop that reel. But anyways, it's been very nice being back on here, and I'll keep you updated on vlog 4. I get back to my, little unpredictable life, crazy, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, one foot ahead of the other and ready to go on. So that's it for today, and I'll catch you on the next one. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. I don't know why I keep thinking of this like the last part of the video. Definitely organization needs to be somewhat fixed on as well. But yeah, it's been nice. I'll catch you on the next one.